Hello, and welcome back to the NASA Broom Cupboard, where today I'm joined by my guest, Daniel Pratt. Seriously, could we not afford Flatsoid? I've got to make an entertaining video about Dan Pratt. Fine. Okay. Dave McKeegan gets to go to Antarctica. I have to interview Daniel Pratt. All right, Daniel, we're here now. So, what's going on in that thing you laughably call a mind?
10 years this has been going on. And all the globe, quote unquote, scientists want to do is talk. They think that's science. Talk.
Well, some people are slow learners, Dan. But that's not why you should feel bad about yourself.
It's a religion. It's not science. Full of doctrine and pseudoscience and nothing to do with scientific method-based science.
Yeah, like you know how to do science. All right, Dan, tell us about the final experiment.
So, all they could do is come and proclaim how scared I am of Will Duffy, the Christian. Isn't it funny? All of these globe proponents are rabid anti-creationists, yet they support Will Duffy.
Well, that's based on a misconception of yours, isn't it, Dan? That if you agree with a person on one thing, you must also agree with them on everything else. And that's just clearly not true, is it? It's like saying, I'm a Chelsea fan, so everyone who watches my videos must also be Chelsea fans, which is patently ridiculous. Some of them are weirdos who support Tottenham. But the point is, a belief in science and a belief in religion are not mutually exclusive. So we see Toon, who was going to Antarctic. He's a great believer in scientific method, but he's very open about his Christian faith. And on the other side of that, we have James Tour. He is a legitimate scientist. We can't take that away from him. But he is also a creationist. So you see, they're not always mutually exclusive. Do you understand, Dan? Yeah, I lost you at misconception, didn't I? Yeah, it was cruel of me to use a word of more than 3 syllables. I'll try and dumb it down for you in future, okay?
Oh, well, because Jaron said that if there's 24-hour sun in Antarctica, the Earth can't be flat. Well, Jaron's a fucking greedy idiot.
Well, that's as maybe. But in Jaron's defence, at least he's not afraid to go out and challenge his own beliefs, unlike you.
None of them can explain how, if this 24-hour sun in Antarctica proves a globe, that means that globe has to be rotating.
Well, Daniel, allow me to explain. Let's say we have our observers at this point here. They are observing the sun throughout the day, and if they ever see the sun down here, flat Earth has a problem, and if they ever see it over here, flat Earth is screwed, because it's supposed to be over here. Now, you could try and make that work on a geocentric globe, but that's going to involve the sun going on some very strange orbit.
How do y'all plan on isolating the parameters of your little final experiment? How do you plan on falsifying your results with your little final experiment?
By going to a particular location on Earth at a particular time of year and seeing if there is a 24-hour sun or not.
It's a clown show. It has nothing to do with scientific method-based science. It's more pseudo-scientific trash.
Okay, Dan, I'll dumb it down so even a simpleton like you can understand. Let's start with an observation. The length of day varies dependent on the time of year and your latitude on Earth. We do some research and then we can form our hypothesis. And we can have two competing hypotheses. One, that the Earth is a globe, and two, that the Earth is flat and stationary. Based on this, we can then make a prediction that there will be a 24-hour sun over Antarctica at a specific time of the year. And then we perform an experiment by going to Antarctica at that time of year and observing the sun over a 24-hour period. Then we analyse the data and compute the consequences. If we see a 24-hour sun, the globe is validated and the flat earth is falsified, and vice versa.
Do you understand now, Dan? Daniel, I can only dumb it down so much.
I know what I know. Other flat earthers know what they know.
Yes, and the combined knowledge of yourself and all the other flat earthers could be written down on the back of a postage stamp.
How do we know? Oh, the thousands of hours of video over water showing objects visible that never should be. And you clowns just think constantly screaming refraction that just happens to paint the picture of what a perfectly level Earth would look like every time and calling that science.
Okay, Dan. Since you think refraction isn't a thing, here's a photo of the Chicago city skyline. So tell me, Dan, where's the bottom of these buildings? In fact, where are all the other buildings that should be visible? Does this look perfectly level to you?
You fucking retards should all kill yourselves, seriously. Oh, that's not very Christian. Oh, I'm sorry. You have nothing to do with being Christian. I love it when non-Christian, God-hating people try to tell Christians how to be Christians. See, you're of your father, the devil.
Oh, what a charming man you are. Well, Daniel, if I was to make a moral judgment on a person's character, especially if they purported to be a Christian, for example, what I might use is, I don't know, the words of Jesus Christ. In fact, Daniel, I have picked out a passage just for you.
A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Now, if you actually read the Gospels, Dan, you'll see they're chock full of little bits like this. So the next time you go to church, try paying attention.
You're all a bunch of little troglodyte, little Dungeons and Dragons rejects that love to live in fantasy worlds rather than reality. Why? Because you're too pussy and coward to live in reality.
It's all right, Kensington. If you want to play Dungeons and Dragons, that's your business. Don't listen to him. He's just throwing out a lot of projection for a guy who's about to have his whole world come crashing down on him.
You constantly claim the guy that patrols the worst neighborhoods in Columbus every night is too scared of the final experiment. Oh my God!
Yes, Dan, you are terrified of the final experiment, and I'll tell you for why. Because you have made your whole personality about being a flat earther. I don't need flat earth. flat earth ends tomorrow, I can go do something else. But you need it. Without flat earth, you are nothing. And that's why you are so desperate to dismiss the final experiment.
How about you do some real experiments? Show us a plumb bob deflecting due to the rotation of Earth, which your mathematician professors insist must be there. Show it to us. Bet you won't.
Been done. Check out this excellent video from PhD Tony explaining exactly when, where and how. Link in the description. I know you won't click on it, cowardly Dan.
Show us a body of water displaying curvature on its surface.
Also been done. Tow tanks are built with Earth curvature taken into account in their construction. Because they are so precise, they need to maintain the exact same depth at every point along its course. What else you got?
The procedure of creating float glass has done it for us. It creates an equally thick plane of glass with both the bottom plane and top plane of that glass being perfectly flat and level. So, therefore, every day it is proven water lays flat and level.
You're so stupid. Float glass. Oh, you're such an idiot. And that's coming from a guy who makes a video with a stuffed bear. Oh, all right, I'll humour you. Oh, all right. Go on. Have you personally measured this glass? How precise was your instrumentation? And what level of curvature would you have expected to see over the average sheet of float glass? Yeah, that's what I thought, you donut.
So come insult me, cry, whine all you want. Couldn't care less.
Well, you heard the man. Get to it.
Send all your little idiots over. I love laughing at their comments before I delete them.
Oh, so the big brave man who says he couldn't care less deletes all the comments that challenge his views because they hurt him in his little feelings.
Cry for me.
No, you're too much of a joke for that. But to show the difference between us, Daniel, I'll make you a promise. If you ever do see this video and you feel like you want to comment, I will give you free rein to say whatever you like, as long as it's within YouTube's guidelines. You can talk about flat earth, the globe religion, the final experiment. You can be as personally abusive about me as you like. And I know you will, because you can't help yourself. And not only will I not delete your comment, I will make it the pinned comment for everyone to see. Because I'm not a cowardly man baby like you. I can handle having my beliefs challenged. I don't mind being insulted. It's water off a duck's back to me. But I'll wrap things up. One final question before we go. So, Daniel, as a human being, how do you think you rank?
Fall short every time.
Ain't that the truth? Well, Daniel, it's been an absolute displeasure to have you here. So, to anyone else, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Help an angel get its wings by hitting the notification bell. And if there's someone you don't like, maybe you could share this video with them. Until next time, star wipe, and I'm out.
Talk, insult, ad hom, ad hom, ad hom.